November 24th, 2015, 6:30 at night. Unprovoked. Does this constitute unprovoked barking? I think so. Oh, and we're going to go ahead and show real quick what the animal control officer said was okay, because in her words, the little ones wanted to be able to look outside during the day. Which is fine by me, assuming they don't bark at everything that comes by. But they do. So we're going to go ahead and just demonstrate that real quick. And then I'll bring you back. Alright, we're outside my front door. So it's pitch black, by the way. So there's not even anything for them to be barking at. So it's pitch black right now. So I'm not sure. Oh, and the windows are actually down, so they're just barking through the blinds. But I just turned the flash on. Nothing. So I'm not going to stand out here because I've gotten enough film of this already, and animal control has repeatedly come out here and basically told me no matter what it is I do that it's not good enough. So we're going to find out if that's really true or not, since none of you seem to take this seriously. So I'm just going to put this back in my backyard, unprovoked, I might add, and we're going to go ahead and just record everything. And then when we sue and you lose your fucking jobs, just fucking remember this. Just remember every time, the 35 times you come out to our house and harassed us and told us that we're not allowed to do exactly what we're allowed to do, and that we are just basically supposed to just live with this. Are you kidding me? I'm in the middle of eating dinner right now. Unfucking acceptable. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And it's an embarrassment to the fucking force you belong to. So here's that for your unprovoked fucking barking, fucking assholes. Just remember, karma's a bitch. It comes around. You don't want to fucking help us? That's fine. But you know what? I know I'm right, and on the back end of this, I'm gonna get what's right. And the next time you guys send out cops to tell me that I'm breaking laws that aren't actually being broken, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you guys, but you know what? I'm not breaking any laws. I'm standing on my own property, and I'm documenting the harassment that continues to happen over 83, 81. And frankly, if you're unwilling to help, then you're part of the problem. So this is us, again, following the rules. Again, listening to critique by everybody who seems to be up to speed on the FBI's methods for collecting evidence. Apparently nothing ever seemed to do was good enough for you. But I'm pretty sure that when this all finally goes to a fucking judge, that I'm gonna be on the right side of that. So we'll see. We'll see who's right. And by the way, this is literally 5 days after you finally, after 14 months of dealing with this crap, that you sent out a community service officer to essentially tell us that actually what the police and animal control services told us beforehand wasn't true, and that we were in fact allowed to do the filming we were doing, and that we were in fact exercising our rights to document this. So not only was I actually right the whole time, but your department was then harassing us in order to prevent us from documenting this bullshit. And let me guess, animal control, let me guess, I guess my voice must be provoking the dogs, right? I'm not allowed to speak in my own backyard, right? Because that would technically provoke a dog. Ooh, unfucking believable. It is dinner time right now, and I gotta listen to this? And me standing out here supposedly is provoking them? Are you out of your mind? What is wrong with the people in this office? What comes around goes around. Just remember that. When shit's not working out for you in your own personal life, just remember, maybe it's because you screwed other people over. There's no way in hell that this is okay or should be allowed. I'm going to take you back out. So they're allowed to just freely roam in the absence of adult supervision, causing this type of nuisance all day and night. Standing on my property. Apparently that's a provoked bark as well, according to the animal control officer. So standing at my fenced door around my property because I happen to live next to asshole dogs. Supposedly this doesn't count then. I'm standing on my own driveway right now, unprovoked. And this is the type of crap that we listen to every fucking day. And then every time we complain, y'all send somebody out here and all you do is shoot down the way in which we collect evidence or how we go about our business rather than dealing with the fucking problem, which is misbehaving dogs and clearly indignant, righteous motherfuckers who live next door to us who insist on continuing to harass everybody else in the community because they don't like the way that they have to treat other people. You know, it's okay for them to tell other people what to do. It's okay for them to push their lives on everyone else. But, like, the moment that we then try to document that, we're in the wrong. So, yeah. Y'all, if you're against us, then you can go to fucking hell. I'm sick and tired of being told that how we're collecting the evidence or the manner in which we're doing it is somehow not appropriate, when in fact it is totally acceptable. But at the same time, these people get to continue to harass us, to basically allow their animals to fucking invade our personal space. And it's okay. Why? Because, like, they're over 50? Like, talk about discrimination. Unbelievable. Oh, look, and here's a bicyclist coming around for the evening, and what do you know? Of course, constant barking. Constant. Yeah. I guess that bicycle was a provoked bicyclist too, right? Really provoking. Hey, bicyclist, stop provoking those dogs, will you? Fucking assholes. You gotta be kidding me. We've already contacted the ACLU. They've given us an attorney. We've given them all the information. They're filing necessary paperwork, I guess, to force y'all to do whatever the hell it is you, for some reason, don't want to do. We're going to sue every single person involved in not protecting our rights. So, you know, I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to stop now because I'm going to let the video speak. P.S. I've given up my fucking peaceful dinner at 6:30 tonight in order to capture and document the fact that the farmers at 8381 91st Terrace, rented from Mountain Acres LLC by the owners of this property, are once again impeding on our lives. It's pitch black out here, and I gotta listen to this shit. Oh, and here, no, perfect. Now they're back outside in the backyard. Oh no, it's a duel. We got dogs barking. The little ones, according to the animal control officer, barking out front through the window, and we've got the big one out back in the backyard. And I guess me talking in this voice would then technically be a provocation, right? Since I'm speaking in hush hush voice, but I guess apparently just being here is a provocation, according to animal control. And if you can't sense the sarcasm in my voice, it's there. So I guess apparently since the dog is now coming at me across the fence, I guess I have to move. Because being the human and all, you know, we wouldn't want to provoke a dog. You know, who cares about how I feel? Who cares about, you know, an actual citizen who pays their taxes, unlike the farmers, by the way, who have a tax lien against them in the state of Maryland. But you guys don't seem to give a crap about us, who actually are upstanding citizens, who actually discipline our dogs, who actually don't leave this kind of crap. And I bet you when you watch this film, or more importantly, when you don't watch this film, because you guys don't watch any of the films we actually send you, but when you don't, you're going to then tell me, oh, well, we couldn't see the dogs. Oh, well, that, you know why? That's because when we did show the dogs, then the police came and tried to tell us that we couldn't film the dogs. So it doesn't really matter what we do. All you guys are trying to do is to shut us down. And you know what? I'm going to be fucking heard. Because if I gotta listen to these fucking dogs bark every day and night, then by God, you are going to fucking hear me, Pinellas County. I am so furious right now. I'm seething with anger. Literally every time animal control or the police come out, it gets worse. Not only do you tell us that we're not allowed to exercise our rights, but then you essentially give them the green light to continue doing what they're doing already. So, and now, and since then, the 19-year-old's pointed a weapon at us, which then Pinellas County told us it wasn't a real weapon, and therefore, like, somehow that made it a big difference, even though I have it on film, and he admitted to intending to threaten me in another film. But apparently that's still not good enough for Pinellas County. Literally, I think unless somebody's bit, stabbed, killed, maimed, incapacitated, something or another terrible, you guys don't seem to give a crap. So, you know, even when they actually point the weapon at you, it's still not good enough. They got to actually pull the trigger. Unbelievable. Yeah, so I guess I'm standing here provocating more barking, right? Because the dogs who live next to me are super threatened by their neighbor that they hear every day, day in, day out. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm sick of, Pinellas? I'm sick of you sending people out here every day to tell me how what we're doing isn't good enough, rather than dealing with the fucking problem. Just deal with the fucking problem. Oh, another biceless. Yeah. Total provocation there, right? Animal control? Oh my God, I opened my mouth. Oh my God, what a provocation. Oh my God, oh. Man, gee, I didn't know subtle human voice interaction was I'm talking to myself right now. But apparently that's provoking the dogs, according to your fantastic animal control officer, who apparently wanted to inform me that because this didn't involve, you know, excessive breeding or dog fighting, that somehow this was low on the totem pole of list of things they care about. She literally said this to me in her own words, that because this wasn't important enough to them, that they weren't going to do anything about it. I wish I had that on film. I really wish I had that on film. And you know what? I'm going to get it. The next time y'all send somebody out here, I'm going to get it. And it's going to be, I'm going to start collecting evidence that proves that the people that you hire to do a very specific job are not doing their job. You guys seem to want to tell me how it's going to be. Well, you know what? The video doesn't lie. Back to the backyard. Oh, wait, more barking. 20 minutes. There's a car here, so maybe someone's here, maybe someone's not. Who knows? Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that? Was that provoked animal control? Did you hear that craziness? And just for your information, if you're wondering, oh gee, I guess my voice is provoking barking again, even though I'm whispering to the camera right now. But this has been going on for over 14 months, and I've had to go to court to defend my reputation from being run through the mud because of lies that they couldn't even substantiate in court. I'm pissed. And every time you guys come out here, you tell me that either what we're collecting isn't good enough, or that basically they're allowed to just keep harassing us like this. And both of those things aren't accurate. So you can understand if I'm a little bit upset and maybe my verbiage isn't completely professional here. Because you know what? I've talked to the police 35 times at this point, and every time it gets worse. We're at the point where I no longer answer the door for the police because I'm actually concerned that the police are not out for my best interests. All they seem to do is make things worse, or they throw cheap threats about me documenting the dogs misbehaving, as if I'm like somehow stalking dogs. That's not okay. It's not cool. You're formally harassing me by proxy, and you're allowing these people to harass, allowing these people to use you as pawns. So that's why I'm pissed, and that's why I'm going to be a stubborn mule about this, because I'm right, and I know I'm right, and just because you don't like the fact that I'm right or want to admit the fact that I'm right doesn't mean that I'm not right. So you've already screwed with me enough. I've already been screwed with enough in this state. At this point, I got nothing to lose. So I'm going to prove the validity of my point one way or another. You guys can let it get out of hand if you want, or you can just go ahead, do your job, fix the problem. Your call. I guess walking outside my front door is a provocation, right, animal control? I should be able to leave my house without being barked at by these dogs every day. And if you don't understand that, then you don't have the right, or shouldn't have the right, to do what you do for a living. Because if you don't understand that that is harassment, that those barks, every time I hear that bark, or every time my fiance hears that bark, that it immediately triggers negative emotions. That is literally, it is the easiest trigger. It is a reminder that we live next to scary people who are capable of lying about anything to prove, or in order to get their way. So that's the thing. They don't actually ever prove anything. They just lie just enough to fuck with you. So I'm standing where my trash cans are placed, well on my property. Apparently that's a provocation according to animal control as well. Again, I should be able to walk outside my house and not be disturbed by these dogs every day, especially considering the fact that the dogs are clearly an issue with this house, and given with this amount of time spent dealing with this, they know it's an issue, and yet they continue to do what they do. The few times that first of all, we don't do anything that they can complain about, but in the event that we ever did, we always curb whatever issue to work a compromise, because we're capable of living in harmony with other people. It's this particular family who literally just doesn't care. They don't care. In fact, they enjoy the drama. Like, I don't want to, and part of me never knowing I live next to these people, which is what we expect at this point and what we told Officer Dressback. Look, I should be able to walk outside my house and never know I live next to these people. Okay? And the fact that these dogs bark as they do at us every day we walk out is proof that we are unable to cohabitate in existence here without them impeding on our lives. So I don't understand why this is so difficult for y'all to get through your head. Like, the barking is an issue. It is a habitual nuisance. It violates noise ordinances. It violates county animal control ordinances. Them leaving their dogs outside or whatever, as far as I know, based on the ordinance updates this past May 5th, they can't leave them unsupervised outside all day long. However, if you want to argue with that all you want, fine. They're allowed to, assuming a big assumption that the dogs don't cause habitual nuisance to the community. So if they want to leave the window open for the little ones, in the words of the female animal control services officer, that's fine, as long as the dogs don't cause a habitual nuisance. It is possible to exercise one's right to leave the windows open for the dogs and also have the dogs violate a separate issue, being a noise ordinance. I don't understand why this is so fucking difficult. I don't care if they leave their dogs outside. I care that their dogs bark at me constantly and cause damage to my fence. If they can figure out a way to leave their dogs outside all day long without having them bark at me, great. I don't fucking care. But until then, lock them up or fucking muzzle them. Or cite them every day the way you're supposed to until they learn to stop this. But I should be able to have a conversation outside my front door without hushing and whispering in fear that I might, quote unquote, provoke the dogs next door. I'm a human being who pays fucking taxes. I'm not provoking anything or anybody by standing on my own goddamn property. And I find it completely insulting to both my intelligence and to my rights that anyone would suggest otherwise. We're going on 30 minutes here. 30 minutes of just, like I said, unprovoked, just bullshit barking. This is what we deal with all the time. Just because the other videos are only a couple minutes here and there does not take into account the fact that there might have been barking for 5 to 10 minutes before the video even started, or for the fact that perhaps it's just erratic, or that I don't feel like coming out here all the time to film this stuff. I do have a fucking life, actually. So Just because I don't fucking at the end of the day, I'm not being paid by the FBI to collect evidence against these people. This is with a reasonable expectation that if I collect enough evidence, accumulating to over hours of footage of their dogs misbehaving, that I should be entitled to some fucking protection. And the only reason why it's gotten this far is because no judge has ruled on this. I think if any single judge actually saw the wealth of evidence that we've collected and all of the fucking calls, all the police reports and everything that there is available for this, I am firmly in the right, and I am very confident that I would get exactly what I want to have happen done. However, y'all are doing a fantastic job of not only preventing that from happening, but also essentially impeding on my civil rights. So, I'm so tired of this. I don't know why you would want to push one of your community members to the point that I'm at right now. It's not healthy. It's not fair. It's not equitable. It's not even, this is borderline abusive. And if you don't understand that, then again, I don't know how you can call yourself an officer of this county. This is ridiculous. That's the light on this is literally where I've been standing the whole damn time. I'm on my property, and so, we're at the point, there are other neighbors outside here now, just watching, what the fuck is going on. And a few Christmas decorations somehow disguised. This is what I'm talking about. They do a great job of manipulating people into thinking that they are something they're not. They want to look like they're some upstanding family. They want to pretend they're wholehearted Christians. They want to pretend this, pretend that. They lie. They'll say whatever they want to say to get their way. But at the end of the day, they're anything but that. They spend so much time lying, they don't know down from up, right from wrong, or good from bad. Literally, it's if you watch the films interacting with these people, they literally don't know how to even stop the bullshit when they're they're getting caught on film doing it. The first reaction of the kid was to point a pistol at me in malice, rather than, hey buddy, why don't you stop filming the dogs? The first thing he does is point a pistol. When the mom is warping our fence with the sprinkler, the first thing she does when asked if she could please pleasantly remove the sprinkler from our fence line, she says, no, I don't have to do what you tell me to do. Which is first of all, it was a request if you watch the film. Second of all, it's missing the point. And it also is fully acknowledging indirectly that they are intentionally doing what they're doing. Why would anyone care otherwise about moving a sprinkler away from a fence line if all they were doing was just trying to water some grass in Florida, I might add. Which is ridiculous in and of itself. But seriously, it was a simple request. And she just couldn't be told what to do. Please, come on. Grow up. She's 60 years old. She's twice her age, and she's literally you couldn't tell, except in the face. Let me just to reiterate, you can hear this from the inside. See, even when we're inside, it doesn't matter. They bark constantly. It doesn't matter. This is just what they do. And this business of them being able to leave their window open for the little ones, this is the little ones you're dealing with. It's this all day long. This is the sweet old little furry monsters that, you know, oh, yeah, there's the other sweet little one that we're so concerned about getting a view to the street. How about you just walk your dogs on occasion? How about you, I don't know, be at home on occasion? What is the point of having 4 dogs if you're literally never home? That's also abusive. I mean, honestly, they'd get more interaction at a fucking pound. And again, like, that's their right to do whatever they want, but don't pretend for a second that this is somehow okay. Those dogs are barking for a reason. They're lonely. They're probably underfed, underwatered. They're afraid. They don't know what's going on because most of the time they're either in the house because the problem is these dogs are locked in the house literally for 15 hours at a time because of this barking issue. Rather than them dealing with the barking, figuring out the root cause and dealing with it, they just let it continue but inside the house. So then it exacerbates the problem. And we have the same issue over and over again. Until something is done about the source of the barking, which would be a lack of attention spent, these are pack animals. If one acts out of line, they're all going to act out of line. This is why yes, it is a right to own 4 dogs in this county. But just because you can doesn't mean you should. And if you do, there are responsibilities, obligations to uphold when owning 4 dogs. And until those obligations and responsibilities are met, I don't understand how much more data you need to prove that these dogs are not being taken care of. I mean, at a certain point, you have to I mean, seriously, what's with the barking? Like, why are they barking so much? Are they not being fed? Are they not being watered? Are they not being cared for? Do they all have a place to sleep at night? Are they able to get, you know, interaction, healthy interaction in their life on a regular basis? Probably not, because no one's ever home. So I want to know, what does somebody who spends 15 to 20 hours away from home need 4 dogs for? I mean, that's not healthy, you know? And I mean, just like, and I know they can, but should they? And frankly, considering the fact that one of the owners has animal cruelty convictions in another state, they technically shouldn't even be able to have any animals. But because Florida is lax, or more lax, I guess, than the other states, I mean, whatever. Like, again, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't care if they own dogs. What I do care about is my peace and quiet. And if I'm not going to get it, then I'm going to do something about it. And this is me doing something about it. So, like, if you want to stop getting these films and you want to stop hearing about this, then do something about it. I'm sick and tired of collecting this evidence and then nobody doing anything about it. And eventually, someone's going to be like, I mean, it's like nonstop. I mean, we're on 38 minutes right now, people. And that's them barking through the front windows. I'm tired of walking out between the front and back. I'm done with this. So, I really should be charging you guys by the hour, or at least by the 15-minute mark. It's ridiculous. And if this isn't enough non-provoked evidence, then, well, I hope you can sense the sarcasm in my voice. Let's see. Oh, finally. Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna put this. So you're right up against. I'm just putting it up against my windowsill. I think this designates unprovoked, right? So you can just hear that. we done barking finally? Oh, no. No, we're still not. We're still barking. Okay. Let's go back out back. So you can hear it through the house again. Alright, well, we're approaching 50 minutes. Is there any change? I don't know. Oh no, there it is still. Alright. Yeah, and P.S. My dogs have been roaming this entire time. They have very distinctive barks, and they haven't barked once. So, you know, this business of dogs just bark incessantly for no reason is bullshit. I own 2. Neither of them do it, and most of the dogs in this neighborhood don't do it either. And the few times they do, their owners take responsibility and bring the dogs inside. And they sure as shit don't leave the dogs outside all day. Literally, these are the only people in this neighborhood who leave their dogs outside all day long. You know, and sometimes they bark, sometimes they don't. But when they leave their dogs outside all day, it prevents anybody else from bringing their animals outside on reasonable, circumstances, even supervising them without causing a ruckus. So they don't get to just leave their dogs outside indefinitely, causing a ruckus anytime anybody else comes in contact with, their own property line. I'm sick of it. I know I'm right. there's just some things you know and some things you don't, and this is one of those things. I know I'm right, and just because y'all don't want to enforce the rules the way that they're written, I mean, I don't know. That's certainly one way of going about it. I just don't see it panning out well in the long run, because you know, not much point of paying taxes if you find out the government's actually not doing the job that they're supposed to do. You know. Hey, what's up, baby? So I guess having my dog on my deck is a provocation, right? Animal control. I guess I should just never leave my home, and then they can just continue doing exactly what they want to do, and then everything will just work out, right, Pinellas? And just FYI, I know y'all don't give a crap about us and aren't going to do anything about this, but I just hope that whoever has the unfortunate circumstance of coming in contact with the farmers after we move states, because at this point I don't feel like Florida is a livable place. I'm ashamed to say I moved here. I really thought that we were going to put down roots here, but we've had the worst service I've ever. I mean, I thought it was bad in D.C. and Maryland and Virginia, but holy crap, didn't know how good I had it, and that's really saying something. That's like one of the worst places to live. I wouldn't touch this place with a 10-foot pole after what I've been through. So, I just want to let the record show for the next person who gets lied about or has to deal with these dogs when they live next to these people and wherever they may move. I mean, because the farmers have also moved a bunch. I think they have a lot of problems from the criminal record and civil records in different states. They've moved like 11 times in a couple of years. So, while I know that you don't give a fuck about us, pun intended, I know that this could really help somebody else down the line when they're trying to protect themselves, just as we've been trying to do all this time ourselves. To no avail in our case, but you know, I'm a big boy, I can handle it. Are they done? Mm. No. Okay. inside. You can hear him barking through the front door now. Putting this up against my window. I think this may be the last. I don't know. I can't really tell. They're barking, but they're inside their own house now. I'm afraid to turn the video off just because I haven't gotten one of this prolonged for this just like continuous. This is impressively long period of barking. I don't know. I'm so sick of doing this, frankly. But I'm not going to stop because I know I'm right. So I'm going to at least help somebody after me who has to deal with these people. Because this is not going to be the last time you hear about these people lying about somebody. I can promise you that. They've done it before. If you look them up in Illinois and California and Arizona, they have issues. It's just this. If it wasn't my reputation on the line, hypothetically, I wouldn't care. But you know, whereas they might not have anything to lose doing this crap, I got a lot to lose. So.